Imagine a monstrous wedge tornado grinding your home into splinters in less than 60 seconds. You survive, you rebuild, but exactly 1 year later, on that exact same day, at those exact same coordinates, the monster returns. This is the brutal reality on American soil. Cursed cities where killer tornadoes strike repeatedly. The United States already triggers 75% of the world's tornadoes. But now, scientists have uncovered a terrifying truth. Tornado Alley is moving. The Grim Reaper is shifting east, heading straight for densely populated metro areas. Why are these cities trapped in the crosshairs? And why is this shift making tornadoes so much more deadly? Let's break it down right now. Americans say lightning never strikes the same place twice, but tornadoes do with terrifying precision. Look at Codell, Kansas. This town was struck by a tornado 3 years in a row on the exact same calendar date, May 20th, from 1916 to 1918, with an F4 monster delivering the final blow. Look at Reno, Oklahoma. In 2011, a maximum tier F5 tornado plowed through. Just 2 years later, in 2013, Reno took another direct hit. That 2013 storm became the widest tornado ever recorded on Earth, packing a width of 4.1 kilometers and winds screaming past 480 kilometers per hour. By 2019, another major twister pounded those exact same coordinates yet again. These cities sit dead center on the most dangerous atmospheric crossroads on the continent. To understand why the American heartland breeds these monsters, look at its geography. North America is wide open from the freezing Arctic to the tropics, with no major mountain ranges running east to west to block the airflow. The central United States is a massive flat plain where 3 air masses collide: warm, humid air from the Gulf of Mexico, cold, dry air from Canada, and scorching, dry air from the Southwest deserts. To build a tornado, nature needs 4 core ingredients: moisture, instability, a lifting mechanism, and wind shear. In the traditional tornado alley, a special phenomenon acts like a safety valve. It is called the cap. The cap is a layer of hot, dry air parked right above the humid air coming off the Gulf, trapping the warm air underneath. If a powerful front punctures that lid, the compressed energy explodes violently in a matter of minutes, spawning high-end tornadoes. For the last century, this atmospheric cap behaved predictably over Texas, Oklahoma, and Kansas. But over the last 50 years, climate scientists have noticed an undeniable trend. Tornado frequency in the traditional Great Plains is on a steady decline. Yet, the total number of tornadoes across the country is not dropping. The danger zone is packing up and moving east to the Midsouth and the Ohio River Valley, targeting states like Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee, Kentucky, and Georgia. The culprit is global climate change. The American Southwest is getting hotter and drier, making the cap in the west far too thick and suffocating storm development. Meanwhile, the Gulf of Mexico is warming at a blistering pace, pumping extreme moisture and instability deep into the Mid-South. This massive fuel source is now potent enough to punch right through the shifting atmospheric barriers, moving the core of tornado generation out of the empty prairies and directly into populated zones. Section 4. The dialed-up mortality rate. This geographic shift is a life-or-death crisis because tornadoes in the Mid-South and East are significantly more lethal than those in the old Great Plains. First is forward speed. In flat states like Kansas, tornadoes cruise at a relatively lazy pace. But in the east, these twisters are whipped forward by brutal jet stream winds, forcing them to rocket across the ground at over 100 kilometers per hour. You do not have time to think, because by the time you hear the roar, the house is coming down. Second is terrain and visibility. The west is wide open prairie. The east and south are full of rolling hills and thick pine forests. A tornado moving through this terrain is completely camouflaged. Even worse, high moisture levels frequently wrap these tornadoes in blinding, torrential downpours. People see nothing but a solid sheet of rain, completely unaware that a massive wedge tornado is hidden inside that wall of water. Third is the clock. In the traditional tornado alley, storms usually peak in the afternoon and die off after dark. But in the south, the warm fuel from the Gulf keeps pumping 24 hours a day. This region is notorious for nocturnal tornadoes, twisters that strike in the dead of night. Nighttime tornadoes are twice as deadly because people are sound asleep and cannot see the monster tearing through the pitch-black darkness. Finally, look at population density. The Great Plains are mostly empty farmland, but the eastern half of the United States is packed with sprawling suburbs and tightly clustered towns. As Tornado Alley shifts east, the mathematical probability of a tornado tearing straight through a residential neighborhood skyrockets, creating a catastrophic potential for mass casualties. The migration of Tornado Alley is a whole new game of survival with much harsher rules. The cities struck over and over again prove that nature does not negotiate. Now, millions of Americans are forced to rewrite their survival strategy. They cannot stop a multi-mile-wide tornado, but they can change how they handle the impact. Flimsy wood frame homes are being upgraded with heavy-duty concrete storm cellars or steel-reinforced safe rooms. The mindset is shifting from passive denial to active, round-the-clock combat readiness. The core rules of tornado survival remain non-negotiable. Never stay inside a vehicle. If you do not have an underground bunker, drop to the lowest floor. Find a small central interior room, like a bathroom, and put as many walls as possible between your body and the outside world. Those small interior walls are your final shield when the rest of the house gets ripped off its foundation. Nature can move its fury anywhere it wants, turning thriving communities into flat fields of debris in the blink of an eye. But preparation, hard scientific data, and absolute vigilance are the only keys to walking away alive from a death sentence that never gives a warning. Thank you for watching. Do you think human technology will ever be advanced enough to tame these atmospheric monsters? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Hit that like button, share this video, and subscribe to the channel. Stay safe out there, and we will see you on the next one.